All right, folks, welcome to Near Shores Prepping. I appreciate you being here. I have some pretty important news that has not been reported on the mainstream media just yet, but this could be the beginning of a severe economic collapse and big time trouble for the United States. I'm referring to the 50-year trade agreement, the petrodollar, with Saudi Arabia has not been renewed as of June 8th, 2024. For those of you who are too young to remember, back in the 70s, Saudi Arabia placed an embargo on the United States, an oil embargo. And as a young man, I remember we could only fill up our car on specific days of which our name began with, last name began with. So oil or gasoline was rationed out. Inflation started jumping. Things were really in deep, deep trouble. So Nixon and his administration said, okay, let's work this out with the Saudis and put an end to this embargo. He did that by, one, taking the dollar off the gold standard. In other words, the American dollar was backed by gold at one time. He made an agreement with Saudi Arabia and said, all right, we'll take our money off the gold standard. We'll put oil behind it, your oil, if you sell it in American dollars only. Buy and sell in American dollars only, being the number one trade unit. Now, there are other currencies. I think the pound sterling is another one that trade in. But primarily, it is the American dollar that is used to buy and sell oil globally. They ended the embargo, plus the other part of it was the United States essentially would be Saudi Arabia's mercenaries. If Saudi Arabia is attacked, we would defend them. If Saudi Arabia needed ammo, munitions, and such, we would supply them. Saudi Arabia has declined to renew that. Probably one of the reasons why, and it didn't say this on Twitter or India Times, is that Joe Biden immediately insulted the Arabs when he came into office. And two, nobody in this incompetent administration knows what they're doing. So they just left them expire, and the Saudis have declined to renew this agreement. If this is true, and there is no renewal of this agreement, you better get ready for an SHTF economic blowout that they've never seen before. The reason I'm saying that is, and I'm going to use this as an example only because I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but as an example, since the American dollar is the trade unit, countries have been holding on to pallets of American dollars, currency, $100 bills, whatever, as a trade unit when they buy and sell oil. If a country is holding, say, $50 billion, and now that agreement is dissolved, and they say, hey, we could pay you in digital Bitcoin or something else that we prefer because we hate America, so we'll use the Chinese renminbi or yuan. We'll use that and we'll put a thumb in America's eye. They're going to ship back those pallets of cash back to America and say, here, we want to exchange this for that. And the United States has to take it back. So if a number of countries start shipping back American dollars, that will create a deflation in value of the currency to where a loaf of bread will be pre-World War II. Germany takes a wheelbarrow full just to buy a loaf of bread. It'll have no value. It will be devalued. And essentially, Saudi Arabia has just cut up America's credit card. There cannot be any more spending based on the petrodollar. If they're not using it, and we're 36 trillion plus in the hole. Our economy is going to falter and just blow up because we're not based on anything. We currently do not produce enough. Now you think about that. This incompetent fool in the White House has allowed this agreement to expire and done nothing about it as of this filming. And we are going to be facing a severe economic depression. Saudi Arabia says we're not interested in that. We want to explore all the other currencies, including digital currency, cryptocurrencies, bitcoins. And we are part of BRICS, the South American conglomerate and South African conglomerate that hates America. And we're saying we're going to set up our own digital currency as a South American entity backed by our countries. And we want that as a trade unit. And the Saudis, the prince has said, yeah, I'll go for that. We'll take all comers. So the petrodollar is not the number one, and this is effective immediately. The shockwaves have not hit yet. You better get ready, folks. If this is true, the economic shockwaves are going to be felt around the world, and the ramifications are just started because they want digital everything. They want your digital ID. They want your digital health care. They want your money in currency, in digital, so they can control it like we warned about. They want to convert it. So that way, the U.S. government, the corrupt U.S. government, the evil corrupt government can say, well, Greg's supposed to get his Social Security. It's going to be digitally deposited. However, we've been monitoring his, social YouTube, and we don't like what he's saying, so we're just going to withhold it. Or he goes to buy, 500 rounds of 5.56, and no, he doesn't need that. They want control over it. Your digital healthcare passports, hey, he isn't current. We're going to prevent him from traveling. We're going to prevent him from getting his job. We're going to prevent him from all the other benefits until he complies. Digital ID, put everything online with Bill Gates. What could possibly go wrong with that? Combine it with your healthcare system. What could possibly go wrong with that? And suddenly you are on the cloud. And you have to wear some sort of band or get a chip implant, which is the ultimate goal, to prove who you are. A lot of ramifications here, but mainly the economic fallout. If this is not corrected, the economic fallout, it's going to be severe. You get ready. My advice to you, start planning your food, start storing up long-term food, start investing in precious metals, silver, and 5.56 lead, and start stocking up. You get ready. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I certainly do appreciate you. Get yourself right with God. Get yourself right with God. Time is running short, buddy. This is going to be depression that you've never seen before if this isn't fixed. Get yourself baptized, submerged in water in the name of Jesus Christ. Greg out.